This guy, Mickey Theo, called out John Fury, the father of Tyson Fury, a few weeks ago and challenged him to a charity boxing match. Now, subsequently, he uploaded this video on April 23rd, where he says that John Fury's gone quiet, basically, and he isn't being very forthcoming in terms of helping to arrange this fight. Mickey Theo says he's trying to put together an undercard and all this kind of stuff, a venue, and make it all official. He actually accuses John Fury of being a chicken in this video, and he's really goading him. So John Fury responded on May 7th with this video right here, where he goes on a furious rant. And he says that he doesn't want to box Mickey Theo because he's an old man and he doesn't want to subject people to having to look at an old man's body. So he says he only wants to fight Mickey Theo in a no-holds-barred fight for no money, gypsy style, anything goes. Now, we all know that John Fury spent 5 years in prison after he seriously injured a man in a no-holds-barred street fight. So that's the kind of violence he's threatening against Mickey Theo. Well, in previous interviews about this Mickey Theo fight, John Fury said that he didn't want to go down that route because initially he was talking about gypsy style, no holds barred. Then he did other interviews where he said, actually, no, I don't need to go down that road again. I don't need to spend more time in prison if I seriously injure somebody. So I'm going to go through with a boxing match. But then he's gone back on that, and now he wants to only have a street fight again. John Fury, as we all know, was a professional fighter back in the days. He had a record of 8-4-1. He fought people like Henry Akinwande, Michael Murray. He had 2 wins over Murray. They were probably his best wins. And he lost, obviously, to Akinwande, was knocked out in 3. Lost to Steve Garber, was knocked out in 4 rounds. That was his final fight, although he did beat Garber earlier on in his career. So that's John Fury's record. Now, John Fury, a heavyweight, a natural heavyweight. Mickey Theo not only is not a natural heavyweight, but also has never had a professional boxing match in his life. So you have to imagine that back in the days, if they'd fought in a pro fight, John Fury would have made light work of Mickey Theo. I don't think it would have been very competitive at all. But this is not back in the days. John Fury's last pro fight was 25 years ago in 1995. Since then, he hasn't had a pro fight. He's had some street fights, obviously, but no professional boxing matches. We don't know where John Fury is at physically right now. We don't know if he's got long-term chronic injuries. We don't know if he's even sparred this decade. We just don't know where John Fury is at. Mickey Theo, on the other hand, is a guy who's in his 50s that keeps himself in very good shape. He's a gym fanatic. I think he's been a gym fanatic his whole life. Even though he hasn't had any professional boxing matches, he says he's had plenty of sparring sessions in the gym for many, many years, and believes that he's in much better physical condition than John Fury. And perhaps he is. Maybe John Fury is concerned that at this stage, where he might not be what he used to, I mean, he's obviously not what he used to be back in his prime, but he might be carrying some kind of injuries or whatever the case may be. And he just might feel like he doesn't want to risk going in there and just losing to a guy who he shouldn't be losing to, just because the guy's kept himself in better condition over the years and he's more physically fit. So rather than risk losing to somebody who back in the days he would have beaten with ease, he's saying, okay, let's do it bare knuckle style. Let's do it no holds barred, anything goes in a field. And he actually gave his address in this video, and also said that Billy Joe Saunders has a yard in London where they could do the bare knuckle fight as well. So I personally think that, as I say, John Fury, to me, clearly doesn't want the boxing match. I don't buy his reason where he says that he doesn't want people to have to see a middle-aged man basically in not very good condition with his top off. I don't buy that. I just think he's, concerned about where he's at physically, and he's not sure whether in a boxing match he'll be able to keep up with somebody who is maybe a lot physically fitter than him and who has been sparring consistently for years and years and years, right up until the current day. Whereas John Fury, again, when was the last time he actually had a competitive spar? These are the things you have to think about. And these are the things I think John Fury is thinking about. So he has reacted to Mickey Theo with all this rage and anger, I think as a distraction, to distract people from realizing that actually he doesn't want that smoke in the boxing ring. He's concerned about that. Again, to reiterate, John Fury back in the days would have beaten Mickey Theo in a boxing match with ease. But this isn't back in the days. John Fury has a very loud bark, and I know he's got a bite as well. But I grew up around characters like John Fury, very aggressive individuals who, would talk a real good game. But a lot of the time when they're barking real loud, it's because they're trying to frighten you. And they might be trying to frighten you because they're actually a little bit frightened themselves. And anybody who's been around people like that or in certain environments, you know what I'm talking about. And so that's what I see here with John Fury. I think that he's trying to distract from the fact that he doesn't feel 100% confident going into a boxing match against Mickey Theo. And so he's talking about this no holds barred stuff. Later on in this video, he starts talking about fighting Mike Tyson. Now, that's something I suggested in a previous video because John Fury considers himself to be the best 50-odd-year-old man in the world at fighting. Well, Mike Tyson obviously is making a comeback. So, there's a fight for him. But on reflection, Mike Tyson is banned from entering the UK. He did fight in the UK a couple times, but subsequent to that, he received this ban. This was back in 2013, I believe it was. Yep, there's the date, 2013. Mike Tyson banned from UK over his, conviction there. So Tyson can't enter the UK. I guess he could always try and apply again, but as it stands right now, he can't enter the UK. He's banned. And John Fury, as we all know, is banned from entering the United States. Does John Fury know this? Is he calling for a fight which he knows can never happen? The only way it could happen is if maybe they meet in a neutral country where they both are allowed to enter. But which country would that be? So, yeah, calling out Mike Tyson, is that just another distraction to make people think, oh, wow, John Fury really is all about that life because he's calling out Mike Tyson. That's how much of a bad man he is. But does he really think that fight can happen? That's the question. He knows he can't enter the United States. And does he remember that Mike Tyson can't enter the UK? I don't know. You let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm sure there are going to be some John Fury fans who are going to be furious with me in the comment section. But at the end of the day, I'm just calling it like I see it. In a no-holds-barred bare knuckle, who would win between John Fury and Mickey Theo? I have no idea. And that's not something I'd want to see. In a charity boxing fight, boxing match, who would win between the two of them? Well, I would hope John Fury would actually get in the ring, rather than talking about all this bare knuckle and no holds barred stuff, get in the ring and do that charity match if he thinks that Mickey Theo really is no good to him. But I suspect John Fury is not confident in his boxing ability at this point. Well, no, let me not say his boxing ability. He's not as confident in his physical fitness, as he used to be back in the days. Again, back in the days, he would have smashed Mickey Theo to pieces in a boxing match. But right now, I'm not seeing the confidence of a guy who thinks he can do that. Just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if somehow he managed to get the Mike Tyson fight on, judging by Mike Tyson in that very short clip, he would make light work of John Fury. If John Fury doesn't want to get in the ring and have a charity boxing match against Mickey Theo, then what does that say about his confidence? And where would he be in a boxing match against Mike Tyson if he doesn't even have the confidence to get in there against Mickey Theo for a boxing match? Yeah, he might have the confidence to get in a no-holds-barred fight against Mickey Theo because we know John Fury is very handy in a no-holds-barred fight. But in a boxing match, so I wouldn't give him much chance against Mike Tyson even now, and certainly obviously not back in the days. Mike Tyson was on another level. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this Mickey Theo, John Fury situation. And Mickey Theo seems very unfazed by John Fury's aggression, because that aggression scares a lot of people. But again, if you've grown up around characters like this, you know that they use that aggression, they use that loud bark because they know it will frighten a lot of people off and it will distract people. It will make people think, oh, wow, this guy's really about that life. But sometimes they use that loud, and it's not to say John Fury don't have a bite on him as well, because he definitely does. But some people know, and I'm talking about real tough guys, they know when they've bitten off more than they can chew, right? And when they feel in their heart as though they've bitten off more than they can chew, they'll go to plan B, which is bark as loud as possible and hope that they scare the person or intimidate the person or make everybody else think that, wow, he's barking so loud, he must be confident, etc. But Mickey Theo doesn't seem impressed by any of that. Now, will Mickey Theo entertain this no-holds-barred fight? I certainly hope not, because it will probably end very, very badly for maybe both of them, or certainly one of them. And John Fury being the bigger guy and having the history of these no-holds-barred fights. And look, Mickey Theo, I'm sure, has had no-holds-barred fights as well. He was a doorman for many years. I mean, you can see by the look of his face and his nose, he knows what it's like to take a right-hander. And he's probably been in a fair few scrapes, of the no-holds-barred variety himself. But I just feel like John Fury, if I had to put my money on anybody in a no-holds-barred, I'd probably put it on John Fury. But right now, in a boxing match, I mean, you might go with Mickey Theo, the underdog, based on John Fury's unwillingness to get in the ring and actually go through with a charity boxing match. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. It's happening, I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.